If you want to pop in your LinkedIn link and make some new facilitator friends from all over the world, feel free to do that. Hey Nuno, hi Brenda, welcome. Sophia, fellow L&D manager. Mohsen is in Dubai. He complained about all the dust earlier. All right, so Andra, what do you say? Are we good to go?
I guess so.
I guess so. All right, keep the messages coming, everyone. Welcome. My name is Anna Maria. As I wrote in the chat, I am leading the community project here at Butter. So you'll see my face in all of the recordings that we're doing, in all of the events and all over the community hub. I am Romanian. I'm based in Amsterdam. And I am super, super, super happy to be joined today by another fellow Romanian. I think it's the first time that we have this happening, Andra, so thank you for being here with me. Before I introduce you and pass you the talking stick or the talking baton, as we call it in facilitation, I want to do a quick sense in the room, and I would like to invite everyone to find the react button on the left side and give me a thumbs up if you're familiar with Butter and this is not your first time here, and give me a thumbs down and this is your very, very first time that you're in a Butter session ever. No newbies. No newbies. Frederica, Christoph, how about you guys? Do you know Butter? Give me a thumbs up. Frederica, thumbs down. Okay, Frederica, yes. If you go to your left and you find that button called React, you can give me a thumbs up like so, which moves, and all the other cute, how do we call this? Emojis, right? Yes, there you go. You found it. So that's the most important thing you need to know in Butter, the reactions and the chat, and also the private notes, which you're finding as well on your left. Those are for your eyes only. You can take notes from today's session and send them over to you via email afterwards. Now, I want to mention that the session is being recorded. This is a habit for us. We're recording everything. We're putting it on YouTube. Why? To democratize knowledge, sharing, information, and facilitation. We believe that it deserves to be for everyone. If you're uncomfortable with that, feel free to close your camera. That's also perfectly fine. And listen in. So now, with no further ado, I want to welcome Andra. She's our host for today. And Andra is a professional certified facilitator and a trainer. And she's focusing on alignment workshops, strategy sprints, design sprints, all kinds of sprints, innovative problem-solving workshops and trainings. She is constantly exploring new ways of collaboration and working together. I'm popping a couple of links for you guys in the chat so you can connect with Andra on LinkedIn as well. And Andra, thank you so much for hosting today. I'm super happy to have you with us. You've got the mic. Take it away.
Thank you, Anna Maria. Really, really honored about your presentation. Welcome, everybody, also from me. I'm really happy to see you here, and thank you for taking the time to be with us. It will be a very, very focused, very energized session. There will be a practical one, so not only theory. I don't have slides, so no worries, nothing boring there. Only one thing I have that I will share is a Miro board. For the ones of you who are not used with it, no worries. Everything is prepared for you to make it easy. So no worries there. And I will start to ask you, if you don't have by hand a pen and paper, please also grab it. Would be useful at one moment in time. And until you do that, I will just tell you about the objectives of today. We will practice really 3 very simple techniques that will help you to turn pointless meetings into meetings with concrete outcomes as you subscribed. And you will get at the end also a free workbook on how to do that with all the steps that we will do today, so that you can actually apply it from today or tomorrow on already. Also a Miro template, which is really, really useful for you in any kind of setting, maybe a workshop, maybe a small meeting. And at the end, we have also 2 small surprises. You will also get some links for them. So a little bit of Miro. I will bring everybody to me. Thank you, Anna Maria, for reminding me. And I will hide the cursor so that you can see better on the screen. The idea of Miro is very simple. You double click on something or you drag something and drop it wherever you want to drop it. So it's nothing complicated. If you made a mistake, Control Z, you go back. It's not important if you don't manage, just let us know or write in the chat and we will figure it out. Important is for you to participate and get a feeling on how to get the juices flow in a meeting. So before we start and come up to some questions, I want to set some expectations. It will be a session which will be of practice for you. We will use breakout rooms in small groups. So in small groups, you will be able to talk a lot. In the big group, we will use a lot of the silent work, which is called together but alone, when everybody is working on the same thing, but individual. And this will be happening without discussing. And this will be one of the most important takeaways of you today, to be also aware of how to do that. One, let's say, strength of myself, as Anna Maria said, is that I have facilitated a lot of sessions like that. Weaknesses is that I have a cold and might cough from time to time. And second, it's the first time I facilitated in butter. So sorry if I do silly mistakes, that's me, and we will have fun with it for sure. So guys, before I get your expectations, I want to have also some like short question to you and to get used with Miro. And I would like to ask you, which of the situations do you experience? Do you sometimes have no tangible outcomes at the end of the meeting and another meeting is scheduled? Are the discussions spiraling out of control? Is the loudest, most extrovert of most senior team member dominate? What you can do is just drag the dot under the under the place there. Some of you already do that. You can put as many dots as you want everywhere where you might fit next to the parts there, so that I know, okay, what are the situations which you actually encountered so far. And this is a good, let's say, test to see if Miro is working for you. So in case you have any issues besides that you cannot put the dot on the stuff but next to it, then let me know. So I see you guys found your way, and I see that actually all three of the situations are happening, and we will do today together. We will work on how to avoid this and how to get tangible outcomes instead of that. Before of doing that, thank you for moving the dots there and for saying your opinion in this way. I would also like to ask, what are your expectations towards today's session? Because even though I told you about the objectives and Anna Maria also explained to you upfront, I want to know what maybe other expectations do you have to be able to slightly touch them or 100% touch them. So I will invite you, and I see that you're already there, so I might not need to bring everybody to me now, just to take a moment and write down. In the case we will have a lot of questions, we will also take at the end some questions. If there are so many, then I might record like a separate or give you some answers by email. We will see how we do it. Let's see how many questions we will have. So I will start just to look here, leave you a little bit of moments to write down. And thank you for writing your expectations. This is the first important step for me to know why are you actually here, right? And I will just read some of them fast. How to drive it without imposing, yes. To learn different ways to facilitate and engage participants. Yes, how to understand timing for taking control. This is also part of it. Practical tips to use at the end of the meeting. Yeah, this set actually will be the whole time. Practical tips. Get new insights on how to improve remote sessions. Yeah. To keep track of discuss solutions and use them after the meeting instead of being lost after the meeting. Yeah. exactly. This is also part. Concrete tips and tricks to learn your secrets. Yes, you will learn them. Curious about the butter sessions. Yeah. First time I see butter, want to see it. Yeah, I'm also in love with it. To conduct meetings that actually feel good. Yeah, that's the purpose. To learn ways to improve engagement, how to make my meetings more decisive. Yes, we will also have that. Concrete tips and tricks how to experiment in your meeting. So I love your comments. Thank you so much. And we will go through this step by step. I want to show you one trick which is not included in the initial invitation. In case you finish any kind of activity in between and you're bored, which I want to avoid, right? There is a time sponge activity. This is the name, and it's coming from training from the back of the room method. You can always come here on this area of the board and just put your name and on LinkedIn in case you want to connect with the guys here. Maybe you already did it in the comments. If you want to share anything about like what you're good at and you want to share with somebody else, and you can also do it there. It's also an opportunity for us to connect with each other. So I will grab you there just to make sure that everybody saw it. Thank you. So this is the part. Don't have to do it necessarily now. As I said, it's something that you can do in between whenever you feel like and you don't have something else to do. Nice. Okay. Thank you. So we will have now the practice session, and we will start with a little experiment. Here you will need pen and paper, so I hope everybody has some. If not, you can also open a notepad on your laptop or on your phone and write it there. That's not a drama. Why I want you to do this experiment, and I hope that you will agree to do it, is because we will make a debriefing afterwards, and we will see how this actually relates to the normal daily meetings. So what I will ask you to do is to take the pen and paper or something where you can write. I will show you a picture for around 12 seconds, and I will ask you not to write anything for the moment, yeah? So no writing. After the 12 seconds, I will hide it and I will tell you what's next, okay? So for the moment, first thing, don't write. Just look to the picture and try to memorize what is there, okay? So I will bring everybody to me and show you the picture here. And I will ask you just to look for 12 seconds without noting down anything. Okay, time is up. Now I would like to ask you to write down somewhere on a paper or wherever you can write how many words you remember. So whatever words you remember, just write them down. And depending if you're sure they were there or not, just write down as many as you can remember. And I will give you 12 seconds now.
Eleno, do you have a question? Nope.
No, I will write. I'm only thinking on what I remember.
Very good. That's the exercise. Okay, guys, thank you. And now I will ask you to compare to number how many words did you actually remember and write it down on your paper or somewhere. Okay, give me thumbs up when you're done to know if we can continue, because I have a poll for you to know how many words you guys have found. So I'm going to pull down poll and to ask you how many words did you guys remember. So, did you remember less than 5, between 5 and 9, or more than 9? Okay, so 3, 6, 2. 6 is the majority between 5 and 9. And now I will reveal what this means. So let me just end the poll. Thank you for answering. And I will put back the Miro board. The idea is that it was a study, and I will also send you the link. There was a guy called George Millers, and he did a magical number of immediate memory in retrospect, observing actually what is the brain memory and how many things can we remember. And out of this study, one thing that I wanted to take away for today was, for example, for this example, that if you remember like less than 5, then you didn't pay really attention. If you are between 5 and 9, then you're the, let's say, normal persons who were really participating. If you're more than 9, then somehow you were really having an exercise, a good memory over time. And it can be that you also remembered words that they were not there. I don't know who was more than 9. The idea is that if they were more than 9, then they have really let's say a very exercise memory. And the idea of this study is that sometimes or most of the times the brain is remembering the first and the last things. Very rare something which is in the middle or not at all. And sometimes we even remember things. For example, in my case, I remembered sun, which is not even here, because I just somehow related to something else, like to ball, like I'm on the beach. So sometimes we remember things which are not even there. And I want to relate now to what happens in the meetings. I will send you, of course, the link to this. And I want now to bring you to here in Miro and to make the comparison. Imagine you're in a meeting. There are like 4 colleagues there. Jane is the first one who start to talk. And she says, I want to talk about data point A. And then suddenly Eva said, yeah, but today I really want to talk about data point B. And then Tim says, yeah, but I want to add something and I want to say data point A2. It's something like a topic which is really relevant for me. And then John is saying, yeah, but data point C is something that we need to focus. And somehow like all the people are talking about different things. You don't remember by the end of the meeting what happened, right? And some people are taking notes in different ways. And at the end, you say, you know what, let's meet tomorrow again. So maybe you can give me some reactions if you're having cards in that. For me, at least, it was really, really very often. Okay, seems that you guys relate to that. So what I'm trying to figure out here is why is visualization relevant, independent if it's a virtual meeting like this one or an in-person meeting. The same principles apply. The same things that I will show you today are also applicable in person or hybrid or however you want to have your meetings. So now I'm going to reveal the first 2 secrets because we will have a practice sessions right away where you guys can talk. The first one is that discussions are visualized, and I will show you how to do that. And the second one, which is also related, the first one is that all the voices are heard, because we want not only the people who are really like comfortable to talk in public, but also maybe the introverts or someone who needs some thinking before expressing the thoughts are also heard and are also involved in the decisions, right? So what we're going to do now, we're going to practice something. And I have prepared something funny in Miro there, just for you guys to have some fun while doing it. I will explain you first, and then when we're ready, Anna Maria will help me to start the breakout rooms. We will have groups of a few people, and you guys will also practice this, and then we will come back and debrief. So what you will do in the breakout room, first I will show you where to go in the Miro, and I will bring everybody to me. So what's holding us back from achieving meetings with tangible outcomes? What are your guys' pain points right now that are blocking you for achieving these tangible outcomes? And you will be groups of a few persons, and don't start now, please. Wait until I start we start the breakout rooms, and I will show you how to do that. We will use a method which is called round robin. And the first step is to take 1 minute of silent thinking of what are the biggest pain points that come into your mind in regards to meetings. Why are we taking this? Because some people need this meeting, this 1 minute before they talk. They are either people who have a strong, let's say, imagination, and they need to hear their thoughts. They are, let's say, not loud thinkers, and they need also to be involved. After you take 1 minute to do that, you can do a round robin. A round robin is a method which gives everybody his voice heard. And everybody will talk for 1 minute expressing what are the biggest pain points that you guys have in mind regarding to meetings. And while one person talks, the facilitator will write down the pain points. We will ask for some from each group to volunteer as a facilitator. And after 1 minute, we go to the next person and so on. So after everybody is finishing, we will bring you back to the main call. Yeah. And we will debrief how it was. So what I will ask you, as soon as you reach the breakout room, is to somebody of you will volunteer who will facilitate. Probably will be fast, because if you talk for 5 minutes, then you'd miss the whole exercise. So it's a safe environment where you can just make silly mistakes or be brave or whatever, however you want to be. Important is to practice, right? Nothing wrong can happen. And while you guys are talking, the facilitator will just double click here on the sticky notes and will write down your thoughts. Doesn't have to be the whole sentence, just like one grasp of it, right? And in this way, when you come back, we will see like how many thoughts are there in just 5 minutes. So before we go into the breakout rooms, do you have any clarifications to do? Do you have any questions on what do you guys need to do? So the facilitators are not assigned. I'm asking you very nice to volunteer as soon as you're going in the breakout room. You will see who is there. And if you feel like, just say, hey, I want to do that. One topic I really ask you is that not everybody is writing, because then we have too many ideas. Some of them duplicate. So I would like to ask you just one person per breakout room to write it in the facilitator role. If we get the instructions in the broadcast, you have the instructions in the board here. So when you go to the step 3, you have the instructions: 1 minute silent, then round robin, meaning that each person will talk 1 minute while the facilitator is writing. So it's pretty simple. Then we bring you back.
We can also pop them in the
Super. Thank you.
Yeah.
In case you have like questions or you don't manage, I have created here for each group Batman, which is coming to save you. So if you guys are like taking the Batman, and I will grab you to me to know where it is. If you grab the Batman out of your group, depending on which group you are, then we will come to save you and to help you.
You will also see in the breakout rooms that you have a hand. So if you click on that, we will also come and help
Super.
you, also addressed as Batman. I want to be
Nothing.
Robin, though.
Super, super. Nothing bad can happen, guys. It's just a way of you to exercise. Most important two things. Somebody from you will volunteer as facilitator in your group. And please, just one person is writing down the ideas, the pain points of what the other ones are writing. So the time now, the facilitator will also take care about the time. How many persons we will have in one group?
3 or 4.
Okay, so basically we will give you 5 minutes for the whole exercise, and then we will bring you back. I will start as soon as you are in the breakout room. There's a timer here on Miro, and you will see like how many minutes you still have. Everybody will see the same thing, right? So it's nothing complicated. Good, guys? Let's rock. Okay, let's have some. Hey, welcome back. Hey, guys, welcome back. Ana Maria, you tell me when everybody's back, maybe, please. I see
We're
you.
all here. Everyone's here.
Super. Welcome back, guys, and thank you for really practicing. I'm very happy to see a lot of sticky notes that you guys did in just 5 minutes. And I would like to just hear some of you if you want to unmute and just let me know how it was for you. Was it different than how you normally work? Was it something that you observed? Anything that surprised you?
I'd say for me, what was surprising was that I think from different parts of the world, but we're experiencing some of the same problems with meetings. So that was very surprising.
Oh, yeah, I see your point. Thank you for sharing. Somebody else wants.
I was surprised that there are people working at Butter who are bad at meetings. That's what the feedback was.
That's
That's me.
Eric. I want it to be on the record. This is recorded. That is Eric. It is not Ana Maria. Okay?
Thank you, Maria, for bringing the humor with you today.
That's outed.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. So the exercise was for you to practice how to visualize what the people are saying, right? You can do that online. You can do that in person with sticky notes. How you can take decisions. Let's suppose you figure out some pain points or some challenges about a specific topic. We will not do this right now, but I want to show you how to do it. And now you want, after collecting all of this, you want also to make sure that you take a decision like which are the biggest pain points here. Maybe before we go on, if you could mute yourself would make sense because I hear something in the background. I don't know what. Thank you. Okay. And how you can actually either decide what are the most important pain points or what is today the group of the focus today, what do you want to tackle the next session and so on. There are some red dots here that you can use actually like voting dots as you did also before. And as soon as you just move them like Ana Maria is doing, you actually can kind of like vote on the challenges or the pain points that are most relevant for you. And at the end, you will have like a visualization of how many, let's say we have on one sticky note. I would just improvise here, right? Let's suppose that we have on one sticky note like a lot of dots, and this will be like the point number 1, and then you put below the less voted ones. And in this way, you know that today at this hour, this group of people all around the world said that the biggest problem is this one. We will not like go and read everything, but I wanted to emphasize this is how you can really very easy take decision upon things. This is just the one layer voting. There are several types of voting that in more advanced facilitation webinars or trainings you can learn about, but this is the basic that works everywhere. And if you use like in person, these kind of red dots, this makes a difference. Please, one aspect, take care about the colors, because if you have like yellow sticky notes in person and instead of red you use also yellow ones, nobody will really see what you guys voted. So please pay attention also to the distinction of the colors, because some people cannot see good some colors, so it makes sense to, let's say, look on the details as well, right? Okay, guys, so now that you saw how to visualize and also to hear all the voices, because everybody of you talked something, right? So everybody was heard there. I hope so, at least. Maybe you can give me some reactions to see if this is true, if everybody really talked there. And yeah, okay, super, thank you. Then we can, I want to show you something which you can use then for the ideation part. And this is 5 to 5 for 5. It's called a very, very, very short ideation exercise. And this we will do all together, not in the breakout rooms, but I wanted just to emphasize it. Before we go there, I'm thinking to close a little bit of Miro and to have some fun, because we will have now an ideation. I want to prepare you for that. So for the ones of you who are comfortable to let your camera on or to, yeah, I will kindly invite you to just stand up and put the camera up so that everybody can see the other ones, right? And we will do a very short exercise, which is called a jolt. Thank you for going after me. I will not dance, but I can also do that. So we will have fun, yeah? That's a very cold exercise, which is called jolt. And it's from Tiagi. And I will ask you to go with your right hand up and point to the ceiling and look to the ceiling. And imagine that you will do circles on the ceiling and you will do them in the clockwise direction, yeah? So clockwise, you will do circles on the ceiling and you look to your finger from down to up. Super, everybody's doing that. Now I will ask you to go lower with your hand until your hand reaches the point that you still do circles, right? So you still continue. And until your point is lower than your view, so at the elbow. And now look to your hand. Are you going clockwise? No! Okay, let's do it again. I think I managed to make a mistake. Let's go again. So you go clockwise from up, and then slowly you go down, still doing the circles. And now you look. Do you go clockwise? No. Okay, we can sit down. Does anybody know why? What happened there? Why did we end?
Magic.
Hey, we changed perspective. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you for the
Gianpaolo, come on.
Thank you so much. Yes, that was the idea, and this is a very short, let's say, exercise which bring you to the ideation phase here. It's a Tiagi exercise, and I will send you also the link so that you can use it if you like to in your sessions. And it's a good energizer because I made you stand up, which makes sense from time to time in online environment. Good. So I hope you had some fun, and now we come back to another fun because we are now in the creative mode of trying 5 to 5. What is 5 to 5? It's an ideation exercise. And the first step is to think of ideas that you want to try it out in your next meetings in order to make it tangible. And we will take 5 minutes to write 5 green sticky notes. I will show you where they are. that means that for each minute, you will write minimum 1 sticky note. So at the end of the 5 minutes, you have minimum 5 sticky notes, meaning 5 ideas. 1 sticky note, 1 idea. Why we don't write 2 ideas or more on 1 sticky note? Because you might want in regular working sessions to vote again, and then you want to have only 1 on 1 sticky note. That's, of course, logical, but I wanted just to mention it. Please do not stop until the time is up, because you might have even 30 ideas, and then we have even more ideas on how to get tangible outcomes out of meetings, right? So I will show you where to do that on the Miro. And while I'm doing that, I will also show you the sailboat. For the ones of you who do not know what a sailboat is, it's a metaphor which you can use in any kind of online environment. While what is under the water level, it's something that keeps you blocked, keeps on the, let's say, blocking you to go forward and holding you back. And what is above the water, it's something that brings you forward, right? So the question in this case is, what's moving us towards meetings with tangible outcomes? And you can use that in any kind of environment. I just want to exemplify this here, but you can use it in a retrospective. You can use it to somehow collect the positive aspects or any kind of topic you might have, or what's working really good now, and also what can be some improvements, what can be some things that you guys want to experiment. So you have a bunch of sticky notes here, the green ones. The same thing applies here. You just double click and write your ideas there. 1 idea per 1 sticky note. And this is the moment in time when we will practice the together but alone that we mentioned at the beginning, which means that we all work to ideas to get let's say, ideas on how to get tangible meetings, but we will not talk with each other. We will do that in a silent way, and we will see what happens in just 5 minutes, yeah? So I will invite you to go in the Miro, and I brought everybody to me, hopefully. And I will invite you to just for 5 minutes try to write as many sticky notes as you might have in your mind, as many ideas on how to get tangible outcomes in meetings from what you just, let's say, experience right now, or any other ideas that might pop up to you. And I will start the clock. Maybe Anna Maria, we can put some music. Yeah, super. Thank you. And I will invite you to just write. I will encourage you to still write. I saw some of you stopping, and I will encourage you, even though it's uncomfortable at this moment in time, it helps your brain to know how it is to generate ideas. Thank you, guys. Wow, 5 minutes, and look on the screen how many ideas you have produced in 5 minutes. So imagine how many hours of discussions would you need to do that if you wouldn't use this silent work. Quite a lot. I remember some endless discussions that took minimum 1 week to generate something like that. Thank you for taking the time. We will read them in a few minutes. What I wanted to explain to you is, whenever you collect something, we collect it below the pain points, we collect it up on the, let's say, above the water level, what brings us towards tangible outcomes. So we have a lot of things. Whenever you collect things, you can also go to the choose and choose which one of them you actually want to focus. You can do that either with these red votes from Miro, or if you like more, there is a voting feature in Miro as well. most important is to do something with them, right? Because you can either maybe cluster in them and then vote, or just vote like this and see what's, let's say, nicer from you, from how it looks like, how it sounds to you, right? And as soon as you have like some bunch of ideas that or solutions that you want to focus, you can even go to the next part and select some next steps. I will not go into that, but I just wanted to explain you what can be as a next activity. Before we go forward and to read everything, I want to interrupt intentionally your brain from this ideation and to bring you to some wow and how exercise, because I'm pretty sure some of you have some aha moments, or some of you were like, okay, this I might want to keep in mind. So before we lose that, because we don't want to lose also your insights, I want to invite you to grab a sticky note from the wow area here and just write whatever thoughts you have in this moment, whatever ahas you had so far in this session. In case you have questions, there's also a how part, and we will take as many questions as we can today. If there are many of them, I offer to just record a long video and send it to you afterwards with more insights. So let's take 1 minute to visit the wow and how area. And I see that you're already there. I will just bring you to me to make sure that you found the area in Miro. And I will just put the clock for 1 minute. Okay, guys, thank you for sharing your wows. I see a lot of them, and I'm impressed about how many you guys had. No questions so far. Okay, we can go then forward. I will invite you to read them a little bit later on. And what I will do now, I will start a poll, because we have until now 2 of the secrets, and I don't know what is the third one. Do you guys want to know? Can I have some reactions? Otherwise, I give you only 2 today. Okay, good. Then I have a funny one. These are the flashcards of butter. And the first option is to time box your activity. And the second one, to run away because you don't want to be a facilitator. It's too stressful, which, yes, it is sometimes. But yeah, just for fun, I was thinking to also try the flashcards because I really love them. And it's a very nice option how you can vote in butter. Anna Maria showed me them before. These are the interactive ones. And you can choose if you want image, words, or whatever you want to have there. Okay, guys, thank you for voting. Some of you also want to run. I hope not because of me, but if so, please tell me. So, thank you for voting. And I will come back now to the board, to the Miro board. Yes, the third secret is to time box the activity. And you saw that we already did it, right? So it was nothing, let's say, so secret about it anymore. And it is an important part, because if I would have brought you to the breakout rooms and do not tell you how much time you have, you could have imagined that you have like 30 minutes, right? Not 5 minutes. So we were like talking and talking. And then after 5 minutes, like, oh, really? It's already like we have to go back. So it's really important to know. And even if it's sometimes uncomfortable to really like time box everything, the brain will be getting used to that. And if you would play the role of a facilitator, it's also nice to tell them that it might feel uncomfortable. It's okay to be like that. Sometimes we have like an emotional roller coaster. We start maybe somewhere up at the beginning of a session, then we go to some ideation where it's really, really hard for us. And then we go up again, and it's like, oh, we have a decision. And we end the meeting with a decision and everybody's happy. So the emotions are coming up and down, and this is normal. in a working session and not a session which is ending up with another session. Good. So we have the three. First one was the visualization. The second one was to hear all the voices. And the third one is to time box. Now it's time to also think, what do you guys want to take out of that? Is there anything that you want to choose out of all what we have discussed today that you want to try in the next meeting? And my question to you, what if your meetings would look different from tomorrow on, or for the ones of you who are still having meetings today, from today on? What if you can change it? And before I ask you to write something on the Miro. I want to tell you a little bit of story. I met yesterday a colleague, and she told me, I saw your session, and I was thinking to participate, but you know what? I'm not facilitating. It's like, yeah, but it's okay to come even if you're not facilitating, because sometimes there are people just organizing the meetings, right? And everybody is expecting that they are facilitating, but they are not. Either they don't know how to do it, either they just hate it, either nobody thinks about it, right? So even if you're like not a facilitator, even if you work in different industries and you have meetings and you're really getting bored of what happens in those meetings and you really want tangible outcomes, you can just offer, for example, guys, today I was thinking to help you out and to help you visualize it, to help visualize what you guys discuss. Would it be okay for you? Asking for permission would be also a good idea. And you can use, if you're in a remote setting, the Miro board or any kind of other board that you would like. If you're in person, just take a wall, some sticky notes, hopefully not writing directly on the wall. Visualize it in a way somewhere that it's visible for everybody, right? So not only on your little paper there. Important is that everybody can see what everybody is discussing, okay? So you don't have to be a facilitator to do that. And if you're not, try it out and see how it is, right? Just as an experiment. So what I will invite you to do now, because you guys have a lot of ideas here and I don't want to, go out of the session without reading them, I will invite you to go back to the part where you were ideating a lot of solutions on how to get tangible outcomes. Read everything. And then you can also go to the wow and how part and read also what is there. And then you can write down for you, maybe on the paper if you want, some ideas that, let's say, inspired, or you can even go to the wow and write more. However you're comfortable, I let you choose. And then I want you to think really, what is one thing that I want to do to try it out in my next meeting? And I have prepared a working area here. If you want, you can write your name. If not, it's completely anonymous if you don't want to write it. And then below, please write what is your idea. You can copy or you can just write it in your own words. The question is, what do you want to try in your next meeting? Independent if you facilitate, if another person organizes it, you just want to try it out, right? So again, the exercise is to look again to all the ideas that you guys had here. Let it go through your mind, inspire yourself, right? Remember that we have 3 things that we have talked about, that we really appreciate to visualize everything, that everybody talks about the same thing, but maybe from different perspectives, and we want to visualize that all the voices are heard, so not only the loudest one in the room is talking. That we use the time timer. You can also use, there is this one, something that I forgot to tell you. This was invented for children, actually, because, for the ones of you who are parents, who have relatives, are always asking children, how many minutes? And it's like driving you crazy. And this is really helpful to tell them how many minutes. And then somebody thought, yeah, this is really good also for facilitation. That's why we use it. And fortunately enough, we have also the timer in Miro, but also in Butter. So plenty of possibilities to use some time boxing. So we have these three secrets, which are not secrets anymore, but they are already your tools on how to get tangible outcomes. And we have additionally a fourth one, because you also saw how to take decisions. You were seeing how the dots are moving there and how you can actually collect the group preferences and relevant ideas by using dotting votes or any kind of dotting features. And this is also something that you can take away with you. So now I will invite you to just read on this part on the, let me bring everybody to me again, on this part with what's moving us towards, then the wow, and then I will invite you to go on the right side up, where you can put one thing that you want to try in the next meeting. So we will take around 5 minutes for that. In case you don't manage to read it all, the Miro ball will be still available for you afterwards. Don't worry about it. It's just to get a little bit at least of inspiration. And I will start the timer now. Again, this is a silent exercise, so you don't need to discuss. It's individual, and it's up to you if you want to share your insights or not. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm stopping it because I see that everybody wrote already, so I'm watching you. Big Brother is watching. But actually, you can save some time. This is one trick that I also want to share, right? Because if you are in an ideation or in a silent work like this, and you see people like, oh, looking on the phone or something, or everybody stopped, like, okay, we need to go. Big Brother, yeah, we need to go forward. Thank you so much for reading everything. I see a lot of inspiration there, and I also want to hear you guys because I was not in the breakout room. So maybe you can make me a favor and go through that. If you want to share, it's up to you. If you want to share your, like, what do you want to try in the next meeting, or if you want to share any kind of like big takeaway of yours out of today's meeting, something that you want to let's say really emphasize. And this will also help. Actually, one advantage of you doing that is that not only that you thought that you're thinking right now while I'm talking with you, you're thinking about it, right? So while you think upon it, then you think like, okay, what I'm going to tell to this lady, she wants now that I unmute, you know. But your brain will actually go a second time and iterate on the idea that you want to do. When you spell it out, it's the third one. And because you wrote it, it's already the fourth part. So I'm pretty sure then in the next meeting, you will really apply that, even though it's a small thing, right? But this helps your brain to really do the things. So guys, I really welcome you to unmute and let us know what do you want to try in our next meeting, or any big takeaway of you from today's session.
I guess my biggest takeaway is that the people who are usually hosting the meetings aren't necessarily facilitating them, which is probably why we're getting the same results. And so I think it's actually a really good opportunity for those who can facilitate to facilitate, and then maybe even train others on how to better facilitate meetings going forward.
Thank you so much for sharing this. Yes, yes, I love it. Okay, maybe Anna Maria, you can help me if there are any people in the queue or someone who wants to talk. Otherwise, just unmute. Yes, I heard somebody say, I'm going to talk now.
Sophia has the mic, and then Gianpaolo, I think, is getting ready to share something. Maybe. I don't know. If he doesn't, he now has time to think of something to share when Sophia is done. Pro tip for meetings.
I just wanted We don't hear you, Sophia.
We hear you very, very soft, Sophia.
Is it better?
Better.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I actually was thinking that it's super useful to kind of reverse the question and ask team members in the company, okay, since we're having so many problems with meetings, what can we do to optimize them? How can we improve? And we actually just ask people. And it's like such a basic thing, but sometimes it's also so like not straightforward to come to conclusions. So I really like that exercise.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, that's a good idea to do that.
Yeah, I think it's my turn. So I was I was thinking about, I usually run workshop on my own, but I always think that it's better to have a co-facilitator, especially it doesn't really make any difference online or offline, because I sometimes get trapped in situation where it's only me running everything and I don't have clear perspective of how to disengage something that is going on, because I'm part of that. So if I have someone else helping me, maybe it's just say, okay, time to time box something, or time to go dot voting because we are not moving forward. So having someone running the workshop with me probably would be very beneficial.
You don't know how much I feel you. I'm so in love with Anna Maria that she does this today, because I'm also doing it by myself all the time, and it's so hard. So feel you. Thank you for sharing this.
You're welcome. And by the way,
Yeah,
Hey.
that's a good one. Enjoy it.
I want to add something to what Brenda said, and as well what Sophia said, the idea of let's build kind of like a guide to improve our meetings, because I feel that at least it happened to me in the past, that whenever I was trying to facilitate a meeting with colleagues or my manager, because it is different, right? So you do have to give these invitations and hold space and so on. They were really funny peeps. So they were kind of like making fun of me that I wanted to facilitate. So I was always like, oh, here it is, Anna Maria again with her dots and with her stickies and with her stuff, you know? And they were always making fun of me. But then I think that if indeed our meetings are inefficient and not productive, and we come up with a guideline, and we call it a guideline, we don't call it facilitation, and no matter who's running the meeting, they need to follow that guideline, and that guideline has some facilitation tips and tricks to it, then probably people will be more inclined to play with it and follow up or experiment with those guidelines.
Thank you, Anna Maria. And because you talk about guide, I will take the moment and just put it in the chat if you guys want to just download. I have created a guide which exactly brings you through these 3 most important topics from today, but also a lot of bonus, let's say, facilitation tricks and some cheat sheet that you can just print and, you know, take it with you to the next meeting and have it there. And if you don't have a co-facilitator, make that be your co-facilitator to have something that helps you out, right? Is there anybody maybe wants to share something else? I heard some of you, but I'm really happy if you want to share more. Okay, some strange noise, that's also fine. Okay. Then I would like to thank you so much that you shared all your thoughts. Whenever you want, you can come back to this Miro board. This will stay available for you Ana Maria will send you then the link to the Miro board. What I want to share with you, there will be also a mini Miro template that you can use, and it will be this part from here with the sailing boat. So you have already a template on how you can visualize the ideas, and you can of course then just experiment. Yeah, try it out. Nothing wrong can happen. Let's say more horrible than having not a tangible meeting like some of us have already cannot happen. So you just can make better, right? If you have any other questions, you can just come back here to the how whenever you want. If you have an aha afterwards or a question, and let us know. If you want, I sent you already in the chat the downloadable guide there. And now we would really, really like to hear some thoughts, some feedback from you. So we will pull up some poll of butter. And this is the first one. What is the one thing that you guys did different today compared to any other meetings you had, and it was inspiring you? Just would like to have a short. And we'll just let the ideas popping up. Thank you, guys. So I see a lot of nice things there. Silent, thinking time, engaged. Oh, you didn't check the emails. Okay, that's nice. That's a very nice compliment. Thank you. Having fun, inspired, great collaboration, and the polling. Thank you. And I have another question. Let me just bring it here. Oops, that's the wrong one. Sorry. I told you I will do some crazy mistakes. That's fine. So, here it is. Which other challenges are you experiencing? That's something where you can vote on all three of them if this is the case. Do you or your team happen to deal with long development cycles and frustration out of that? Do you often have like unclear goals? Everybody goes like in a different direction. There's miscommunication, busy work. Do you waste time and energy developing products that have only at the end the feedback of the real users? I'm really interested to know if these things are also like on your plate, unfortunately, or if you heard about other persons who have this. Would be interesting to know. So I see that everybody had at least one, and most of you, do you deal often with unclear goals and miscommunication? Okay, that's the winner, let's say. Yeah, that's actually happened also to me 2 years ago when I was supporting a team to develop a product, and we were working for months to develop something, and we were talking with the users but not showing them anything. So at one moment in the time, I read the sprint book of Jake Knapp. I think some of you might have it on the shelf. Yeah, it was the one book that made my career to change, because I started to learn how to facilitate things, and also started to embed, like really taking the feedback from the users upfront before we actually were implementing the real product. And how you can do that, you can do it with a design sprint. And this is why I want to just share, let's say, because I said if you stay until the end, we have 2 surprises. That's a session where I would like to invite you, if you would have time. It's a design sprint boot camp, which is also a practice session, and you will get from Ana Maria some link as well in the email. This is one thing. And the second one, in case you love this webinar and you want to have more out of it, we can talk together with Ana Maria, with the guys from Butter to maybe bring it to your company. I will offer here just like my personal calendar, but you can also contact Ana Maria directly so that we can make another session for that. Usually in big companies or in small companies, people are coming from a webinar and then suddenly it's like, look, I learned this and this and this, and oh, we want also to do that. So if this is the case, then we would be really happy to organize it for your company as well. And I think we are at the end of the session right now. I would really like to say thank you to everybody. If you have any other questions, we are here to finish in time, right?
Perfect, Andra. Thank you so much. This was really nice. It feels really good to be for once in a virtual workshop that doesn't feel rushed when we are not like finishing in time and everything runs super fast. I know I'm super guilty of that myself. So I can very much appreciate your structure for today's session and all the cool ideas that everyone shared. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and thanks everyone for joining. Hope to see you very soon. Gianpaolo, I keep tabs of everything here. Hey, buddy, show us the taco. Woo, woo, woo. Bring your pets. Bring your... What else is out there? Bring your pets.
I have a time timer with me.
Exactly. So feel free to bring them with you next time you're joining us. Thanks so much, Andra. This was awesome.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm happy that you liked it. Thank you, Ana Maria, for all your support. It was so nice to have a co-facilitator helping me. Thank you. Appreciating.
And as a surprise for you, because you brought 3 secrets, as a secret for you, Andra, I am enabling the soundboard for everyone here so we can show you how much we loved your session. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. See you soon, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.